Yeah, just.
Prior to going forward with the magistrate, the state has brought to my attention some issues regarding one of the hearings from this morning. Mr. Linder, would you go ahead and outline the name and
Yes. Your Honor, the defendant's name is Michael Keene. He was arrested.
Keane?
Yes, it
Correct?
is, Your Honor.
I don't have my paperwork in front of
I
me.
have, well, I don't have the paper, I have the case number, though.
Okay.
1747 370 TC20A. It's a traffic and panhandling, soliciting in public roadway, Your Honor. I spoke with Terrence Lynch.
Not to interrupt you, but
Sure.
he was a medical reset this
It was a
morning.
medical reset, Your Honor. My understanding is he's on loan. I spoke with Terrence Lynch from General Counsel's office at Broward Sheriff's Office. First, because I know the court had some concerns, and he advised me Mr. Keene is determined to be indigent. I have reason. I believe he would be ultimately. He cannot be refused treatment. He can. The hospital has to provide him treatment, and it would be at the hospital's cost. Secondly, I know that Your Honor also had concerns about what he was receiving treatment for and where and when that occurred, the injury occurred. I was advised this had to do with a laceration to his finger. It would appear Broward Sheriff's Office made a determination they couldn't even complete the booking process. His photo wasn't taken, and Mr. Lynch advised me that it was a pre-arrest condition, and he says he received confirmation.
Required to have an armed guard at the hospital, and that's an expense to the sheriff that you would rather not have him incur. Is that the problem?
Well, Your Honor, I believe ultimately it's an expense of the taxpayers, and as long as I would not want to ask the court to make any determination that would prevent Mr. Keene from receiving medical treatment. That's why I wanted to confirm that with Mr. Lynch. He will absolutely receive the same treatment. The only difference is there will not be an armed deputy sitting outside his room for a traffic criminal offense.
Incarceration was because of interaction with the police, or it was just totally
All I can say is I was told it was a pre-arrest condition.
pre-arrest, post-detention?
There's nothing in the PC. I do recall that PC doesn't indicate anything.
Judge,
What say you, Mr. Sanders?
yeah, our office has dealt with this on occasion, and we were supposed to have an objection to the release. Obviously, we're concerned that that Armor's concerned that this is medical treatment's going to be taken out of their bottom line, and that's the only reason that the state is trying to release them, because of expenditure to Armor's $25 million block grant.
All right, I note the public defender's objection, but based on the representation of counsel for the state, that he will continue to receive medical care under ROR. But I do think we need a separate order, because I don't think we have the paperwork. Is that correct?
I'll prepare an order for the
Okay,
court.
thank you,
Can,
Mr. Lynn.
can we ROR him from the hospital so he doesn't have to come back?
From the hospital.
Well, yeah, once he's ROR, the BSO, they leave, he's ROR.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, having said that, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your first appearance hearing. I am Judge Benson. The purpose of the hearing is to determine whether there's probable cause for you to be charged or held over for charges, whether or not you have an attorney, and whether or not we can figure out conditions for your release. I am appointing the Office of the Public Defender on all of these cases for purposes of this hearing. That might be revisited, and you might be asked to fill out some paperwork later on down the line. But for now, you have a lawyer, and your lawyer is a lawyer from the Office of the Public Defender. They will tell you, and I'm here to tell you, that you have a right to remain silent, that everything you're saying is recorded today and that that recording can be used by the state attorney's office at a later hearing or trial. That also goes for any phone calls you make from the jail. The state attorney can access those as well. So as an aside, I would advise you not to talk about your case on the phone as long as you're incarcerated. If you did hire a lawyer, or you think a family member or a friend might be hiring a lawyer for you, when you step up, let us know the name and phone number of that lawyer. We'll put your case on a brief recall and see if the lawyer can appear for purposes of the hearing. With that, Keith Drew Walker. Keith?
He's a judge. Hold on
Okay,
1 second.
all right.
He's here present, Judge.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Walker. You have an out-of-state hold on a felony. Your bond is $15,000. I do find probable cause. Thank you, sir.
Good luck, sir.
Sarah Rashke, R-A-S-C-H-K-E.
Roger.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, Ms. Rashke. You are charged with DUI, first offense, DUI with a U-Ball of 15 or higher, and driving on the wrong lane or the wrong side of the road. I do find probable cause. Your bond on count 1 is $500. Your bond on count 2 is $1,000, and you are, the third case is not the magistrate. Third charge. Thank you, ma'am. Danielle Perry.
It's a medical reset, Judge.
Say-
Medical
Oh,
reset.
okay. Talaricio, Aaron Talaricio.
He's here present, Judge. Maine.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. You are charged with DUI. However, my documents show that you're charged with DUI with a person under 18 years of age in the car. I did not see that, Mr. Linder.
It's one of the, it's either a breath above a .15 or.
Okay. So that portion is not applicable to your case. And careless driving, I do find probable cause. Your bond on count 1 is $1,000 and count 2 is not for match.
And Your Honor,
Yes, sir?
also, and just frankly, based on where his breath results were, I would ask for an order, no alcohol or intoxicants during
If you are able to bond on the case, you are to have no alcohol or intoxicants until further order of the court. No drugs, no alcohol. You understand, sir? Okay. Nathaniel Jackson.
Hold on 1 second, Judge.
Okay.
I just want to
not
ask
a
him one
problem.
question. Thank you.
Okay.
No more questions. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Nathaniel Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, come on up.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jackson. You are charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. You are ROR'd, sir. Thank you. Lorenzo Brown.
Mr. Brown, come on up, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. You are charged with possession of marijuana. I do find probable cause. You are ROR.
Your Honor?
Yes, sir?
Just want to advise Mr. Brown, if the court is inclined, if Mr. Brown was interested in resolving the state's offer, would be a withholding court cause.
Okay. Mr. Brown, if you would like to resolve your case today, which means you don't have to come back to court, the state is offering you a withheld adjudication. I will take judicial notice of the time you've served and waive any court costs.
You have two choices. You can agree to resolve it today for withhold. You want to accept her offer as far as the withhold? Yes.
Okay, Mr. Brown, I'm gonna withhold adjudication, take judicial notice of the time you've served, and waive any costs and fees. You know that this means you're waiving your right to a trial, to have Mr. Romero represent you at that trial, to have witnesses called on your behalf to testify or not testify, to cross-examine the witnesses from the state, and to appeal the outcome if you're not happy with it. You waive all those rights?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
Your Honor.
sir. Good luck to you. Miguel Ruiz?
Peace here, President Judge Amin.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ruiz. You're charged with driving while your license was suspended for the second time for failure to register a motor vehicle, to failure to attach a license or attaching a license plate not assigned, expired registration, and failing to appear in case number 17-45540 TC30A. I do find probable cause. What say you, Mr.
Judge,
Romero?
oh, I'm sorry. Well, in his name, Mr. Ruiz, he's advised me financially he doesn't have the resources to post his bond. He lives in Fort Lauderdale in an apartment. He does work. He doesn't want to risk losing his job. He works for Firestone. I believe the one located in Plantation is what he was telling me. He's asking, Your Honor, if you would consider releasing him on pretrial release.
What say you, Mr. Linder?
One moment, Your Honor.
I'm worried about how you're gonna get to work. How are you gonna get to work?
I live on Broadway Boulevard.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 blocks away.
Okay,
I live 4 blocks
He would
away.
be walking to his appointment.
okay.
I'm just checking to see if there's prior
Well, no,
failures.
she has to make a decision.
I have no objection, Your Honor.
Okay, we're gonna ROR you, and, you can't drive while you're on, you can't drive till you get your license cleaned up, okay? And don't use tags. Not that you did that, but if you ever thought of that, don't do it.
Okay, man.
All right,
Now, you're
good
gonna
luck
have to
to you,
go to
Mr.
pretrial. You
Ruiz.
have to report by tomorrow before noon time, okay? If you don't, there's gonna be a no bond warrant issued for your arrest. All right, good luck.
Judge, is this Ruiz?
This is Miguel Ruiz.
He has a traffic capias.
Oh, okay, I'm RORing him on that.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am? Mr. Romero,
Yes, Judge.
we're gonna try to, we need to make sure we've got a good address for Mr. Ruiz, because he did miss court on, looks like it's a
Mr.
West
Ruiz.
Satellite case. Is that right?
Go ahead and
Is
say your
30
name on,
West?
Yes.
What?
Your address on the record.
My address is 21st Kentucky Avenue, apartment 15. Fort
Zip?
Lauderdale 33313.
Okay, 21 Kentucky Avenue, apartment 13, 33313.
15.
Oh, no, 15, Judge.
Apartment 15.
Apartment 15, 33313, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, make sure you look for your court notice, because you've got this, you've got a couple traffic cases that have to be cleared up,
I think
okay?
it's 33312.
Is it 33313 or 33312?
It's both of them.
No, you only have one zip code.
12.
1, 2. All right, Mr. Ruiz, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Jonathan Edwards?
Bond posted,
Mr.
Judge.
Advice, he bonded.
Franco Cedeno, or Cedino? Good afternoon, Mr. Cedino. You're charged with, I'm good, thank you, sir. You're charged with grand theft, illegal use of a credit card, fraudulent use or possession of an ID, 2 counts, unlawful possession of a personal ID, 1 count, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, possession of cannabis with in an amount of 20 grams or less, and possession of drug paraphernalia. What say you, Mr. Romero?
Judge, he advised me that his mother will be posting his bond.
You're bonded, we understand that it has posted, so good luck to you, sir, thank you.
1/3. Thank you. You're probably gonna be released late.
That means that the court finds probable cause, but cannot, touch the bond.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, on that last case, we would just ask for, since it appears the two parties live near one another,
Yes.
that's for no victim contact.
Mr. Romero, could you bring Mr. Cedino back up here, please?
Mr. Sedano.
Sedano, I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sedano, I do find probable cause. I cannot impose any different bond, but I am gonna order you not to have any contact whatsoever lives around the corner from you, and I'm also gonna order you not to have any contact with
With Chad?
Mr. Horsch. You know, no contact with Mr. Horsch, what is his first name, Mr.
Moment,
Linder?
Judge. I believe Mr. Tassada's name, first name, according to this, is Little. And Mr. Horsch, I don't think it gives a
Doesn't
first
give a
name,
first name.
just, yeah.
No contact with Mr. Tassada or Mr. Horsch, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Jesus Pena?
Judge, I've been advised he bonded.
All right. Thank you. Angel Perez?
Mr. Perez is approaching. From what he advised me, Judge, his sister will be posting his bond.
Okay, I do find probable cause. Your bond is the amount of $2,100. And you've indicated your sister's posting your bond. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Mario Delgado?
I'm posted.
Mr. Delgado, I've been advised his
Delgado.
bond is posted.
Okay.
Mr. Watkins, you know.
Mr. Delgado has bonded. Tayon Trevoris Watkins. Mr. Watkins, you are here on is it a change of charge case?
Yes, Your Honor, if I may. What happened when Mr. Watkins was originally arrested, he was charged on this count by charge of possession of weapon or ammunition by out-of-state felon. Judge Davis set $1,000 bond. We filed the charge as possession of a weapon or ammunition by a convicted Florida felon. So it's a change of charge, but essentially
It's a lateral move.
same, yeah, it's a lot, thank you, Mr. Romero, he's correct. Your Honor, we'd asked that the $1,000 bond be placed back on him. What's happened is, originally he was bonded out, but his bondsman, A Signature Bonds, surrendered his bond on this count and felony possession of cannabis that he's currently being held $1,000 bond on. He was originally arrested for possession of cocaine, DUI, and felony DWLS. On those three charges, he's posted his bond.
What say you, Mr. Romero?
Judge, Mr. Watkins did advise me he's just waiting for a bond to be posted on this similar to $1,000 and he'll be able to bond out.
Okay, then your bond is $1,000, sir. Good luck to you. All right.
Judge, we have some recalls from North Broward and Paul Ryan, I believe. Paul Ryan, Judge?
I have only got Ms. Thorpe's paperwork. I don't have any other paperwork.
Duncan, we reset as well. She's at North Broward.
Do you have Duncan's paperwork back in front? Ms. Thorpe? I don't know. All right, we'll try to get there. If you can just give me a second to look at Duncan's PC, it'll
Sure.
all remember from this morning. How about you, Mr. Linder? You got Ms. Duncan's paperwork from this morning, so I can refresh my recollection?
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I remember. Okay, Mr. Romero, what's going on? You still have people there?
Second look docket, maybe?
Judge, we
Oh.
have two gentlemen here.
Okay,
First gentleman,
no, wait. I didn't realize we had a second look. First, we're gonna go to, North Broward or Paul Rain. We'll be right back.
okay.
Tamarla Thorpe?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, good afternoon, Ms. Thorpe. You are charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. What say you, Mr. Sanders? I believe I found probable cause this morning.
Judge, we didn't have any probable cause affidavit attached to it.
You need one?
I printed one off of Odyssey, but
Okay. You have an issue as to the probable cause?
it's not clear if she was one of the three. I know it says they all, but I wasn't sure if she was one of the people that engaged in the hitting of the woman or if just the passengers behind were. So that's one clarification that.
Okay. What say you, Mr. Linder?
Well, Your Honor, I can also advise the court this is a filed charge. One moment, Your Honor.
It was not in custody affidavit, man.
That is correct. It's a not in custody capias, Your Honor. It only lists 3 people that were in the vehicle. Ms. Thorpe is one of them, and she was identified by the alleged victim.
Right, but I think Mr. Sanders' point is that Ms. Thorpe is the driver and not the aggravated batterer. And I guess he is challenging your probable cause by saying that because she's not committing the aggravated battery, she can't be charged with it.
Your Honor, I believe she can be charged in under a principal theory.
Okay. I do find probable cause. What say you as to bond, Mr. Sanders? I heard from Mr. Linder.
Judge, I'm asking that she be given some kind of pretrial release, if I can elicit whether she can make a monetary bond. Ms. Thorpe, is it Thorpe or Thorpe?
Thorpe.
Ms. Thorpe, can you currently make the bond, monetary bond?
Can I, like, cash?
Can you post it? Can you or some family member post it?
Yes.
Okay, then no further questions, Judge.
Okay, thank you very much. Your bond is $7,500, Ms. Thorpe.
And,
And that takes us, go
and Your
ahead.
Honor, I believe you ordered it
No
before.
contact
Thank you.
whatsoever with the following persons.
They might be blacked out on yours, Your Honor. I can
Yes,
tell you.
go ahead.
The alleged victim's name is Rashay German.
No contact directly or indirectly, Ms. Thorpe. That means don't have somebody else call her or email her or contact her on social media on your behalf.
And-
Also, LaQuava Robinson, no contact with Ms. Robinson.
And Your Honor, I can tell you, Miss.
No contact whatsoever with Kayla. Go ahead.
Your Honor, Ms. Robinson was the only other co-defendant that was charged.
Okay,
Okay.
I still don't want you to have any contact with named persons in this case, directly or indirectly. Do you understand, Ms. Thorpe? Okay,
Yes, I understand.
thank you, ma'am.
Is Rashay German? How do you spell that?
Ms. German?
That
Oh,
is
you're,
first name Rashae.
Okay,
German is in German.
okay.
who was the second individual, Mr. Sanders?
Duncan from
Ms. Duncan?
Paul Ryan,
North Broward, Your
or
Honor.
North Broward, I'm sorry. We did have someone else there, I think. Kim Bottomgino.
I saw somebody else at Paul Ryan. but we'll get
Oh.
Ms. Duncan to take- Good afternoon, Ms. Duncan. You were here earlier. I believe Mr. Sanders wants to make some presentation. I did find probable cause.
Yes, Judge.
And what did Mr. Linder say as to bond?
Your Honor, I was fine with the $1,000 bond. Ms. Duncan does have a criminal history, though, which includes.
From this morning.
This was from this morning. She had a Grand Theft Auto 2013. She violated probation. Purchase of cocaine 2013. She violated probation. Possession of cocaine 2012 violated probation. Just also noting, Your Honor, the amount, it's on her booking sheet, the amount of aliases used in the past.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
She also has crimes in the state of Texas.
Okay.
Judge, if I can elicit testimony?
Yes, sir?
Ms. Duncan, can you currently make a monetary bond?
No.
Were you working at a Moving America?
Yes, I'm working.
How long?
3
3 years.
Okay, and can you reside with Miss D. Duncan, your mother?
Yes.
Is that at 7041 Southwest 18th Street in Plantation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Judge, I'm asking that you release her on a standard pretrial, any kind of call-in 2 times a week, and that she can reside with her mothers. And I have numbers for pretrial to be able to verify.
Okay, Ms. Duncan, I will release you on pretrial release pending verification of your address. You are to check in with pretrial release 3 times per week, make all of your court hearings, and follow any instructions whatsoever that pretrial release may give you. Are there any other terms and conditions that pretrial release would like to request?
Drug testing, drug evaluation.
You are to undergo drug testing and a drug evaluation.
Objecting to that, it's not related to this specific charge, and it's illegal to add conditions that aren't related to this charge to Grand Theft Auto.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders, so noted.
Okay.
Okay,
We may seek writ of habeas corpus, ma'am, if there's an issue.
who did you say? We have somebody at Coleraine?
It looks like she's on the other docket, Judge, on the second look docket. For Miss Kim Boddingino?
Yes.
Ms. Bottagino, how are you this afternoon, ma'am?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask if this could be placed on a brief recall. We have prepared the information. We're just in the process of e-filing with the clerk, Your Honor.
So you want to recall?
Yes. please.
Okay. Just hang tight, Ms. Bottagino.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. That takes us to Rashid Dorsen.
I believe North Broward, Judge.
Okay, thank you, sir.
North Broward,
Good afternoon, Mr. Dorsen. How are you, sir? We're trying
I'm
to.
doing great.
We have you here to try to determine if there is any alteration. What,
Oh, Your Honor,
is this the 30-day?
I believe so. That's what
Okay.
the email I got on it was. On case number 1711594, CF10A. So yes,
Okay.
the state has not filed an information. He's entitled to an ROR on these
Okay.
charges.
Mr. Dorsen, on case number 17-11594 CF10A, the state having failed within the time period to file charges against you, you are released on count 2, 5, and 7. Resisting an officer with violence, battery on a law enforcement officer, and resisting without violence. What say you as to 17-10719?
Yeah, I wasn't actually sure whether a motion was filed for that, Your Honor. The state filed that information on October 19th of this year. Mr. Dorsen was arraigned by Judge Tim Bailey on November 6th. On these charges alone, he's got a total bond of $11,500 and a GPS, pretrial release of the GPS monitor.
Okay. When is his next hearing date?
One moment, Judge. He's got a calendar call scheduled for January 5th, Your Honor. If you'd like, I do also remember this case. I can print the court a copy of the probable cause affidavit. It's not your run-of-the-mill burglary.
Okay, he can go before Judge Bailey if he wants a reduction, Mr. Sanders. At this time, I'll deny it without prejudice to his lawyer and to him to raise whatever issues you've raised at the bond reduction hearing before his judge. Yes,
Regarding Ms. Duncan, I
Yes.
just got off the phone with her mother.
yes.
She last resided with the mother 5 months ago. The mother indicated that Christine is in need of drug treatment and a rehab.
Okay.
She said she have not seen her in 5 months, and she needs help. And mom is actually in tears. She said her husband passed away, and they've been going through this for years with Christine. She needs help. So at this time, she doesn't have an address
I will modify my order that if a drug facility will come and get her, she can be released to them, but I'm sure she needs to be screened by them and accepted. So whatever I need to sign to let
And,
that
and
happen.
there's an issue also with, as far as from pretrial standpoint with those facilities, I think if they're not FAR certified, it has to do with certification as well. Facilities that have the houses we have now in Broward County, they are not certified or licensed. It's a specific certification they need through the state.
I want to sure that they're not gonna. It seems. Please, Mr. Sanders. Thank you, sir. Okay, so as to you, Mr. Zorzan, your bond currently is $11,590 on case number 17-10719. You are going before your judge for a calendar call on January the 5th, 2018. However, if you want a bond reduction, I encourage you to call your lawyer and tell him you want to get before the judge before then. As to case number 17-11594, you are released on your own recognizance on those counts based on the state's failure to file information within 30 days of your arrest. Okay, sir?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to you, sir. Are you ready on Ms. Bottingino yet?
Not
Mr.
yet,
Linder?
Your Honor.
Okay. Myron Caliman, Caliman. Is that you, Mr. Romero?
I'll check to see where he is, Your Honor.
Mr. Romero? Hey, Mr. Romero? Hey,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Who are we on?
We're on. Myron Caliman, is he yours?
Mr. Calaman is ready.
Okay,
It's a leave 30-day ROR motion.
okay, what say you,
Your
Mr.
Honor,
Linder?
the state has filed an information. Mr. Kalaman's also being held on a $1,000 bond. His bond was surrendered on additional grand theft.
What, on a different case, his
Yeah,
bond was surrendered?
yes.
What say you as to the burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, 2 counts, and possession of pot? I will ROR you on the possession of marijuana charge, Mr. Calaman. What say you as to the other 2 counts, Mr. Linder?
Your Honor, as far as whether the state filed or?
No,
Oh,
as to bond. It's
Your Honor,
a
I'd ask,
wrongful
well, Your Honor, first I would note that the motion that was filed was just to see if the state filed the information. Since it has been filed, I would ask that the bonds be kept in place, considering apparently his bondsman, who had the option, I would imagine could have possibly posted bonds on his other 2 counts, felt it necessary to surrender his bond for a similar type of case involving a felony theft, Your Honor.
Okay, what are his bonds now?
$1,000 on each burglary conveyance.
And then on the possession of marijuana, was he ROR'd?
No, he had a $100 bond. If the courts, frankly, if the courts decline to ROR him on that count, I don't have an objection
Okay,
to that.
so Mr. Calaman, your bond on count 1 is now $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is $1,000, and I'm releasing you on your own recognizance on the possession of cannabis count. What is the case number on the bond that was surrendered?
It is 17-9664 CF10A.
And what judge is that before?
One moment, Judge. That is before Judge Tim Bailey.
So I would think these charges will go before Judge Bailey as well.
Believe
So,
so.
Mr. Calamon,